Hey guys, what is up? What's going on? Today we're going to be doing your June 2024 horoscopes for all 12 signs. So you can watch this for your sun, your moon, and your rising. I do recommend to start with your rising sign and then go to your sun and moon. If you don't know your rising sign, don't sweat. Just go straight into your sun or moon sign also if you know this. And before we get started, as always, so happy to see you guys here. Don't forget to give this video a big like. Don't forget to subscribe. Again, I do need to tell you that this is going to be very general, kind of like just, to get a bit of an overview, a bit of an idea what's happening for your star sign. But if you want a more personalized astrology horoscope, tailor-made for you, your astrology chart reading, you can book that in my Etsy shop. Links are going to be down below. Anyway, guys, without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, so June 2024. So crazy that we already are halfway through the year. It's kind of insane. And something that I do want to mention is that probably the feeling like everything is happening so fast, there is so much going on at once, it's only gonna get more intense, I want to say, in June. And the reason for that is, of course, the concentration of planets in the sign of Gemini. So whatever Gemini falls in your astrology chart, expect extra, lots of things happening in that area, lots of developments, lots of news, lots of new beginnings, lots of movement. I feel like June could be a bit of a chaotic month, but at the same time, this is the month where, if let's just say in the month of May, we were kind of just more so enjoying life, having good time, just slowing down maybe for some of us even a little bit. In the month of June, things will finally start taking off the ground. So again, maybe in May, you were sort of just planting seeds, kind of like thinking of different ideas, different things you could do to enrich your life, to, create more abundance in your life. Maybe new prospects in dating and in love, financial prospects could have appeared in your life, but nothing really got off the ground yet. June is the month where it can start happening. And again, for some of us, we might not feel 100% ready. We might not feel like we have all the answers yet, all the information, but we are deciding through maybe trial and error, through, just trying, figuring things out as we go. We are deciding to start something new anyway, right? I have a lot of Gemini in my chart, and I want to say that whenever I've had success is because I was not afraid to just work with whatever I had at my disposal, even if it wasn't much. And whenever I delayed my blessings myself, not through anyone but through my own actions, was when I just was waiting, researching too much, overthinking too much. So the key to success, in my opinion, with all of this energy in Gemini is to work with what you have. Yes, keep researching, keep collecting information, but don't spend in perpetual waiting. Don't just stay stuck there. So in the month of June, we are starting where we are with whatever it is we have. Again, yes, we keep collecting information, we keep learning, we keep researching things, but we are deciding to just start and through trial and error figure out what works for us. So this is amazing, especially for those of you guys who are starting new projects in the month of June. There is so much excitement. There is so many social contacts you can make. There's so much networking opportunities available. And for those of you guys who are on vacation in the months of June, like a lot of you probably are, this is when it could be a lot of fun. Like some of my friends who are on vacation now, they going place to place, city to city, on cruise, or those things where you go hop bunch of islands. So yeah, it could be a very fun month for those of you who are taking some time off as well. You could meet a lot of people, could be very social, could be a little bit chaotic and erratic, but I feel like this is kind of the part of its charm, if we can say that. Now let's talk about some major aspects that stand out. And of course, again, the easiest way to summarize this would be major concentration of planets in Gemini. We have a new moon of Gemini also on June 6th. We have Jupiter trine Pluto in the very first week of Gemini. Later on the month, the aspects get a little bit more tough, more intense, with Mars squaring Pluto, Mars entering Taurus, squaring Pluto in Aquarius, and also Mercury squaring Neptune. But I feel like, again, depending what your natal positions are, if you have some, I want to say, placements in the first 3 degrees of fixed signs, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, of course, do be more careful because this energy could be very manipulative, very volatile. and you want to be extra cautious. But if you do not have placements in the first three to five, but honestly it's more like first 3 degrees of the fixed signs. Mars square Pluto energy doesn't necessarily have to, affect you negatively. It could be some tension, could be some kind of psychological, maybe even breakthrough, and first preceded by tension. But ultimately, Mars square Pluto is more so on a collective level. There could be a lot of volatility, a lot of unrest. Especially looking at how Mars conjuncts Aries, which is dwarf planet of chaos, destruction before that. So this one would be probably like the most challenging aspect of the month. Other than that particular aspect, everything just seems to be centered around communication, ideas, a lot of people expressing their thoughts, sharing information. Now, actually, it's interesting because as I'm recording this, there is like traffic jam, I think, with boats or something, and there is like, when there's honking, but it's just boat honking. So I do think that definitely in the month of June, we do have to be a bit more discerning with what is true from what we are hearing, from what we are seeing, and what is noise, what is just a distraction, what is just, noise that we might not even fully understand. We see things, sometimes we think we know what we see, but it could be, not really, how they say, right? There is more to the picture than meets the eye. And I want to say, especially right around the middle of the month, June 16 to 18, when Mercury, the dispositor of this energy, right, the ruler of Gemini, is going to be squared Neptune in Pisces. Especially be cautious right around that time, because I do think a lot of information, a lot of things that you are seeing, a lot of things maybe even the people around you are saying don't necessarily, there is deception there, and there is things that might be distorted, things that might be taken out of context. Maybe some things are just not clear and you're already seeing it, but somebody is kind of pushing you to make certain decision, faster, because let's not waste any time. There's a black moon, also Lilith aspect to that, so there's just a lot going on. I would be more careful, and again I would be more discerning. So this is sort of like the things that I want to say you need to be more cautious with. Now, most of this energy is not going to be so bad. I'm just kind of starting with getting out of the way more challenging aspects. Most of the energy during the month is actually going to be pretty good, and even though the new moon of Gemini on June 6th does have a square from not Neptune, sorry, it's from Saturn in Pisces. I do think that this is going to give us some necessary structure for our ideas to actually be more discerning too. Like maybe, you have right around the new moon of Gemini so many ideas, so many things you want to start, so many business ideas, so many creative ideas. And Saturn square is like, okay, which ones are actually realistic, that you can maybe make some action plan and achieve it, maybe this summer, maybe this month, maybe within the next 6 months. Because again, I have a stellium of Gemini in my chart. I have so many ideas. You have no idea. I have an idea about everything. So sometimes it is challenging to commit to something because you have so many different interests, so many different ideas. And a lot of you guys could be feeling this in the month of June. If you ever wanted to understand me, those of you who've been loyal fans of this channel, in June you probably will understand me more, because that's my natal energy in this month of June, a lot of aspects. And yes, Saturn in Pisces square to this new moon wants you to actually, instead of just jumping from one thing to another, it wants you to think a little bit rationally too. What can you commit? What steps realistically can you take, to start bringing maybe some of these ideas to reality? So it's actually, I think of it as a good thing. And looking at how also we will have the full moon in Capricorn June 21st, in the very beginning of Capricorn. For a lot of us, there will actually be some material harvest, some goals that we had will actually start bearing fruit. Now, let me briefly mention some other aspects that I think are interesting. So one of them would be, of course, Venus Cazimi, 14 degrees Gemini, first week of June, while Jupiter is also trining Pluto. Again, amazing energy for bringing, abundance, blessings, new contacts, communication, going on dates, having fun, starting passion projects around communication or self-expression. We will also have Mercury conjunct Jupiter on June 4th, so amazing energy. I actually was born with this particular conjunction. There's many things you want to say, and you might actually decide to start expressing yourself in a much more, in a much more free way, in a maybe spiritually something you want to express. This is an amazing aspect for those people who study something spiritual, who communicate, certain spiritual messages to the world. And of course, all of this energy is concentrated, like I said before, in Gemini. So whatever area in your specific, chart Gemini is activating, this is where all the focus, this is where all the attention is going to be. And anyway, I think, of course I could break it down even more, but I think it might be too much information. I think this is good, like, to understand what we covered here. Let's go into each of the 12 signs. Now, again, as always, watch first for your rising and then sun and moon. If you don't know your rising, you can just watch your sun and moon. And I'm going to add the timestamps. Again, guys, don't forget to give this video a big like. Don't forget to subscribe. Again, repeating that it is general, sort of just to get an idea. And if you want to know what's happening exactly, specifically in your chart, you can book a consultation with me. Links to that are in description box. Okay, Aries and Aries rising. For you, this energy is concentrated in your third house. So we have concentration of planets in your third house, and we have the new moon in your third house as well. So what does it mean? You could be very busy with different projects, maybe short distance trips, maybe busy with siblings, hanging out with siblings, maybe for those of you who are working in June, very busy with associates, maybe a new team that you are managing, new co-workers. It could be that you're learning some new skill, communicating. Honestly, there's so much. This energy stands out to me is that you are very, very busy. Only word of caution is, of course, with Mars squaring Pluto right around June 11. Do be a little bit more careful, because Mars is your ruler and Pluto is in your 11th house, also of community, friends, groups of people. So be careful. Don't go for any provocations. I don't know, it may be somebody in your group of friends, maybe in community, maybe even in workplace. Somebody could be a little bit hard to deal with. So, best way to deal with this, I would say, is to try to de-escalate if possible. If not possible, just try to, I want to say, be diplomatic where it makes sense. Where it doesn't, where maybe it's too hard, yes, do stand up for yourself. You will also have a full moon in Capricorn in your 10th house. For just some of you, this could play out as an end, big ending connects you to career. So maybe you're ending with one job title, moving on to a different one. Maybe you're deciding to completely end a career path. For just some of you, of course, it could be. But yeah, there is a culmination of something related to your career, and lots of busyness with work, with projects, teammates, and even your siblings too. For Tauruses, oh my goodness, finally the birthday month is over. Some Tauruses might have enjoyed themselves more than they should have. I definitely, had some very, very, very Taurus typical fashion overindulgence moment. Now, when it comes to the months of June, I think most of us are going to receive a lot of financial opportunities, money, positive news about money. And again, it could be where just sudden amount of extra money could come in, maybe a raise at work, maybe just, making more money. It could be something like, honestly, for Taurus, if you're starting some new projects now, don't waste this energy, because this is where, like if you start something now, a business could be anything really that you're starting, could be something that will be making you a lot of money in the future. So for those of you guys who maybe started planting seeds in your birthday month in May, where we had very, very auspicious energy, this is the month where you go for it. So the new moon in your second house, all the concentration of planets in your second house, it's like, yeah, this is the time for you to really go for that level up, for that upgrade. It could also be because second house is in Gemini is connected to speech, speaking, singing, expressing yourself. Like you are really starting to monetize your talents more. So like if let's just say you have a beautiful speaking, singing voice, or you have some other talents, second house is connected to talents in general, this could be the time where you are really making sure, you're monetizing that, doing something maybe you've never even done before. And with a full moon in the sign of Capricorn in your 9th house, there could be some news, some developments with either travel, immigration, any legal matters, education even as well, or maybe just with the 9th house full moon, something comes full circle to you in your life in terms of how you see the world, your worldview. there is an epiphany moment, could be for some of you as well. But I feel like for most of you, the focus is going to be on, you know, money, talents. For most of you, you're going to be really, really focused on your level up, making more money, just expressing yourself more as well. Kind of like if you lack self-love, self-worth, this is going to be an excellent month for you to kind of like recommit to yourself, you know, taking care of yourself, any kind of cosmetic, maybe even treatments, eating good food, you know, doing some beautification procedures right now could be, you know, again, if there's nothing else kind of that contradicts that in your chart, could be a very good time now. So wishing you the best for the month ahead, Taurus. I'm excited for this one. And let's go to Gemini. For my dear Gemini, so this is your month, you know, happy birthday. But you know, outside of even birthday energy, there is such an intense concentration of planets in your sign. This is definitely, you know, a sign of new beginnings, with the new moon in your sign as well. With all this, you know, Jupiter, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, you know, Jupiter, Sun, like it's a very, very exciting. It's a very exciting time for a lot of you. Like, definitely there is a new beginning. How you see yourself, how you see your life in general, and looking at how the full moon of the month is going to be in your 8th house, there could be either amazing intimacy with somebody also taking place, you know, like while all of this new beginnings are occurring, or an intense transformation, how you see yourself. Maybe you will let go of something that's been holding you back, some kind of trauma, some kind of limitation. The only time I would say to be more cautious would be right in the middle of the month when Mercury is making that square to Neptune. So be careful with work contracts. Make sure that if right around this time people are offering you opportunities with work or, you know, contracts, that, you know, everything adds up. Because again, this is the energy that has Black Moon Lilith there. So it's like there could be, like, if your intuition is telling you that something is off, chances are it is. Other than that, it does look the first half of the month, new beginnings, new relationship could start, because Jupiter is the ruler of your 7th house and it's in your 1st house now, and Venus is in your sign. It's amazing, honestly. Like, it's like the doors are open, the path is open. Go, you know, try, like, start and initiate new practices now. Second half of the month, when Venus goes into the sign of Cancer, which is your 2nd house, and also again this full moon of Capricorn takes place, there is more focus also on intimacy with a partner could be. So I feel like whatever it is you do this month, you're going to enjoy it. Happy birthday, Geminis. Let me know what your plans for the month are. And I almost forgot to mention that the white moon Selena, which is white apogee of the moon, is kind of like the opposite of Black Moon Lilith. It goes in your sign in June. So blessings, love, abundance, extra protection of your angel guardian, all of that is going to be with you. So yes, looks pretty good this month. And I don't even know what else to add. I think this would be it. Let's go to Cancerian now. For Cancerians, in the month of June 2024, there is going to be a big concentration of planets in your 12th house, which deals with letting go. It deals with spiritual growth, journeys to foreign countries, endings, and I'm gonna be honest, you know me guys, I'm not someone who likes to lie in my videos. I'm not a big fan of the 12th house energy. Now, for you specifically, it doesn't have to be something heavy or difficult. It could be just certain mental blocks, certain things that, you know, been keeping you stuck in certain position. There is going to be a push, something whether internally or from outside of you, to let certain mental hang up, because with Gemini it's like mental stuff, to let it go. Again, doesn't have to be anything bad. It doesn't mean something bad is going to happen. But with 12th house, usually we are pushed in situations where, like, let's just say if there's an ending or long overdue, or some toxic habit it's time to say goodbye to, or again some self-sabotaging pattern, or even again if you're clinging to something, you know, like not to be generalizational. Okay, do say that, but you know, like sometimes Cancerians are kind of clingy. Could be, again, not always, but it's, you know, it's like it depends, right? If there is something you've been clinging to that is not good for you, especially, by the way, if it is related to relationships, contracts, business contract, romantic contract. There could be a push from the universe to start seeing how it's actually not serving you, it's not making you happy, it's only delaying your progress in life, delaying your blessings, and maybe it is time to let it go, especially looking at how full moon of Capricorn right around June 21st is going to be in your 7th house. So yes, there is a very big push for you to focus on your own healing. Maybe with 12th house, sometimes people tend to isolate a little bit from others. 12th house could be an amazing time for spiritual growth. Like if you are studying something, you know, like some kind of form of spirituality, if you're traveling to spiritual places, you know, around the world, like, you know, like holy sites, like different, I don't know, like ashrams. I'm trying to think of examples, because when I had Jupiter in my 12th, when I had a concentration of planets in Jupiter transiting my 12th house, this is when I traveled like all over the world to just different, you know, different very, very high frequency spiritual places, and I gone through a very, very deep and intense healing internally too. So it could be a good thing. Let me know, Cancerians, in the comments down below. What are your plans for June? What are you manifesting? What are you letting go of? And let's go to Leo. And sorry, almost forgot to mention, of course, also in the end of the month, Venus enters Cancerian too. So for some of you, this could be, you know, for those of you who are maybe letting go of one relationship, starting another, it could be a theme like that, or something with a relationship where you're just dating someone. For some of you, again, could just go to a next level. The full moon in 7th house doesn't have to be always an ending of relationship. That would be more so for, I would say, like more long relationships that were long time overdue. And this could be also the second half of the month could be an excellent time for beautification, glow up, but again, there is this kind of like theme of needing to be a little bit more alone, take some time, you know, to rest. So yeah, this is still going to be a big theme for the month ahead. For Leos, oh my goodness, this is going to be definitely a very social month, a very busy month. You have a concentration of planets in your 11th house, new moon in your 11th house. So yes, it does feel like you're going to be very busy this month, out and about. This is the month of maybe like faded networking opportunities where you can really meet people who can be benefactors in some way, who can help you achieve your goals, people who expand your horizons, people who, you know, you're just going to have a lot of fun with. For some of you, it could be just people who you're going to be having a lot of fun with, people who, you know, excite you, people who I don't know, it's just like, again, I'm looking at all this Gemini energy and it's just like a lot of it. So it's the most, I would say, like the best way to describe this is you are very, very busy with people out and about, traveling, networking, and with full moon in your 6th house, do pay attention to your health. So if maybe some of the habits you've been having or something with work schedule has been, you know, not very healthy, not very good, doesn't make sense anymore, you will be asked to release that. Mars and square Pluto also is taking place between your 10th and your 7th house, so there could be some tensions with contracts and with work. You might be like, how they say, between a rock and a hard place with certain contracts, which contracts to continue, what serves your long-term goals when it comes to your career. But I feel like you're going to be able to do what's best for you. And like, right, you know, your birthday month is approaching. For a lot of you guys, there's going to be some very, very big milestone when it comes to contacts, contracts, when it comes to just in general where you are, when it comes to, you know, your long-term goals for yourself. So month of June looks amazing for you. Go have fun. Definitely don't sit at home. Try to make the best of it, you know, making the necessary contacts, friendships, you know, expanding your social circle. This is truly your month when it comes to, you know, being, how they say, the belle of the ball, something like that. Anyway, let's go to Virgo. Okay, for my dear Virgos, this is going to be a concentration of planets in your 10th house, the new moon in your 10th house. And what is 10th house? It is your career, it is your worldly goals, it is what you want to achieve in this world. So the month of June, for Virgos especially, is one of the most important months this year for, you know, really setting the tone for where you want, you know, your career to go. Like if you are unhappy with where you are when it comes to your social status, when it comes to your career, when it comes to the work you're doing, this particular month offers an excellent opportunity for you to start changing the direction. Like something that I've been doing myself as a Virgo moon, I was like, okay, so there's a very big gap where I want to be, you know, just in general how I see my life, you know, like 20 years from now, if we want to go like that far, or just where I want to be and where I am now. Maybe it's not possible for me to make a step straight to that specific vision I have for myself, but how can I start steering the wheel in that direction? How can I at least make sure that, you know, some things that I'm doing, they start aligning with that? So maybe I'm not doing that 100% yet, but how can I start steering the wheel of my life in that direction? So definitely for you guys, the month of June is going to be extremely important to your career, to your ambitions. This is the month where you can declare who you are to the world, rebrand, you know, change your branding, start walking in that direction. And of course, there are some things where you are now 100% clear. Maybe public perception of you is not very clear. Maybe you yourself are not sure, you know, 100% how it's all going to work out. Again, this is the month to take those initial steps. If you really want to rebrand, if you want to level up, if you feel like you are meant for bigger things than where you currently are, you know, I'm with you. So yes, this is the month to take those steps. And the full moon is going to take place in your 5th house, so there might be some culmination when it comes to creative project, or maybe when it comes to dating, there is suddenly a lot of clarity that arrives. In general, the full moon in Capricorn is in trine to your Virgo energy, so I feel like for a lot of you it's going to be like a lot of positive developments this month, where you're gonna start seeing how where you've been stuck, you can finally start being unstuck. Movement happens, a lot of movement at once, and where maybe things are not so bad, you will feel, you know, even more grounded in those projects and those situations. So wishing you an amazing month. Let me know in the comments what you guys are planning for this month, and let's go to Libra. Okay, for my dear Libras, this is the intense concentration of planets in your 9th house in Gemini, the new moon in Gemini in your 9th house, full moon in your 4th house in the month of June. So for a lot of you guys, definitely, if anyone is traveling right now, it is likely Libra risings. I want to say probably more so. But if you are not traveling this month, which let me know in the comments, because I think a lot of you guys should be traveling this month, should be really expanding your horizons on so many levels. If you are not, then it could just be about, you know, just you starting to really have a different view of, you know, of your life. Like there's a bigger picture that's opening up. Maybe there are education opportunities that are presenting themselves. Maybe there is like something spiritually opens up for you, where you're having this, like you're finding this new path for yourself. It doesn't have to be a spiritual path. It could be just a new path for your career, for creativity, for where you see yourself in life. For Libras, especially given you are ruled by Venus, this could be the time where you could meet the love, I don't know, of your life, or maybe just, you know, a nice romantic partner while traveling in a foreign country, or they could be a foreigner. Again, if you are not traveling, maybe they are traveling to where you are from a different country. In general, it does look like, you know, your view, your hope, you know, for yourself in life is coming back, you know, if you've lost it. And there seems to be this just way of seeing the world, seeing maybe your own life, your own path forward in a much more optimistic way. Like suddenly, like, you know, the colors are bright again, the skies are blue, and you just feel inspired to, you know, see more, do more. Like you get this vision, you get that spark of what's possible for you. And again, obviously, for those of you guys who are traveling or studying something at the university, amazing, exciting time. Now, with full moon in your 4th house, in the sign of Capricorn, again, this will only apply for just some of you, but there could be some change or something culminating when it comes to your home. Maybe for some of you are like, you decide to take a sabbatical or rent your house and go travel. Like, totally seeing this scenario, by the way, for a lot of Libras. Or just when it comes to your home, to your family, there is a focus on that, and you are, I don't know, actually I have a few Libra placements friends who are traveling right now with their family members. Could be something like that. But if I were you, I would use the month of June to really, you know, think for myself like a bigger picture of life. And if there's a spiritual teacher or a spiritual discipline that comes your way in the month of June, I would say definitely pay attention to that, because when Jupiter is in your 9th house, especially with such high concentration of planets in your 9th house, definitely it is something that is likely, you know, like it's just the beginning, right? It's like there's so much that can come out of this. It's a blessing. Jupiter in the ninth house, it's its natural house, it's a blessing. So a spiritual teacher could enter your life, a foreigner, like, or something related to foreign countries and to education. So enjoy this month, Libra. Let me know your plans in the comments, and let's go to Scorpio. For my dear Scorpios, oh my goodness, this is a concentration of planets in your 8th house. And before, because I think, like, if you listen to other astrologers describing this energy, they could scare you. Now, I was born, as a Scorpio rising with a lot of planets in my Gemini 8th house. So, like, I'm gonna try to maybe remove your fears. But to me, this looks like amazing opportunities for financial abundance. It could bless you with, some financial insight, financial opportunities. It could bless you from, I'll be very honest, those of you who want to have a partner who spoils you, pampers you, this is the time where someone like that could enter your life. It could also be a deepening of your occult, spiritual and esoteric practices, the beginning of that in the month of June. So any kind of spiritual, esoteric, occult practices you're engaging in could be deepening right now. Also, something I do want to say with this is that if you work in this industry, like if you are like myself, astrologer, tarot reader, you have products, you sell, crystal shops, tarot cards, amazing time too. You could be busier with clients, you could make more money that way too. Like if you are in any other industry that's related to 8th house, you can Google what those are. Could also be, amazing time. And I mean, with finances, resources of other people. 8th house in general, especially with Gemini, is not such a scary house as it seems. Of course, crisis can always happen, but there needs to be more of other aspects, to be honest, that can that can confirm that. The only time I want to say to be more careful would be like around June 11, when we have Mars and Pluto square. But other than that, it does not have to be anything scary. Like 8th house is a Scorpio energy, so it's your natural energy. Now, on a positive note, this could be a time when an amazing, partner for intimacy, a romantic partner, but maybe just a lover, could enter your life. So if you are with someone, this could be deepening of intimacy, tantric, practices, deep, bonding, deep physical intimacy, very healing, very spiritual even, that could be taking place. And I feel like you're going to enjoy yourself regardless, because when 8th house is activated that way, definitely there is an opportunity, if you've been going through a dry spell, to change that. So I'm wishing you the best of luck with that. So let me know your plans for the month of June, Scorpios. Let me know what you're planning to do. Again, enjoy that 8th house energy. I think, again, if you have an opportunity to make love to someone, this could be something you will remember for a long time. Not how you say, there's a walk to remember at a movie, but this will be something else to remember. Anyway, let's go to Sag. Okay, for my dear Sagittarius, definitely so much concentration of the planets in your 7th house of relationships, contracts, business contracts, clients, will bring you an emphasis and will bring you a focus on, seeing somebody, dating somebody. Maybe you will meet somebody this month. So definitely this is the month where the focus is more so on other people. Again, if you're single, that could be just, focus on, attracting more clients, working with more clients. And with a full moon in your 2nd house, there could be even, a sudden big payout. It could be the energy where, maybe you there's really a lot of focus on resources that are available to you, your income, your salary, the money that you make, and definitely it does feel like a new beginning when it comes to relationships, when it comes to working with other people, when it comes to especially given that Jupiter is your ruler. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and it's going to be there for 12 months, and this new moon activates this energy now. There is definitely, a chance to meet someone new, and it could be very much, it could start right in the month of June. So, get out of your comfort zone, go hang out with people. Definitely, it's maybe it's a little bit basic, but very straightforward horoscope. In your natal chart, something else could be going on, but definitely, again, next 12 months in general, like I said, in Jupiter and Gemini prediction is a chance to meet someone, and I think a lot of this energy gets activated already now in June. So if someone new comes into your life, I would say yes, give it a chance. If you're in an existing partnership, it could improve. You could be just much more busy, much more focused on partnership. Let me know in the comments down below, what are you doing in June? And now let's go to Capricorn. For my dear Capricorns, there is a very big concentration of planets in your 6th house, which is house of work. And it's funny, right? Stereotypes. We talk about Capricorn usually as the sign that's a workaholic, works even in summer. And it's funny because literally June, right? Month when a lot of people take vacation, you guys have all this concentration of planets in your 6th house of work, job, your daily routine. Quite literally, and the full moon in your 1st house. So June could be a very productive month. You could be focused on health, you could be focused on work, there could be a new job for some of you, that's either on the horizon or already manifesting. Busy time, very, very busy. Understanding yourself better, to understanding where is it you want to go when it comes to, when it comes to just in general, like even your overall direction in life. If you're not very happy with work, or if there's issues even with health, Jupiter in the 6th house can bring you opportunities to find solutions. 6th house is the house of problems, but it is also the house of solutions. So what a lot of people, I think, are kind of missing in terms of in terms of this energy, is that they don't realize that even though, yes, 6th house is sometimes things we don't necessarily want to deal with, like work problem, even financial debt, it is also the solution to that as well. And especially when a benefic like Jupiter goes there, we usually find solutions. So for Capricorns who've been dealing with some kind of problem, again, it could be work or health related, but it could be other things too, very likely in the month of June you will start finding solutions. And it could be the sudden aha moment, even with a full moon of Capricorn that takes place on, when is it, June 21st, right? Yeah, Venus enters Cancerian June 17, so also could be opportunities to meet someone, more romantic times with your partner. But I think overall, June is a busy month, so let me know in the comments down below, what are you guys doing in June? Of course, something different could also be taking place for you, given your rising sun, moon, all double three situation, and also taking into account what's happening in individual chart. So let me know what's happening for you in the comments down below. And now let's go to Aquarius. So for my dear Aquarius, is a very big and intense concentration of planets in your 5th house of creativity, dating, children, love, romance, having fun. So definitely, if anyone is having fun in the months of June, this is going to be our Aquarius, especially rising, but of course sun and moon as well. There is also a full moon in your 12th house. So it does feel like, it's just a fun month. And if you ever wanted to start something creative, especially if it has to do with expressing yourself, if you wanted to start dating again, maybe, you're coming out of bad relationship or you've been single for a while, definitely use the month of June to initiate new things, to start those new projects. Now, of course, I do need to mention the Pluto square Mars right around June 11th, which can bring you some tensions. It could be all kind of tensions, being completely honest. But what I would recommend is just, to avoid any risk-like activities around June 11th. So if I was Aquarius, I would probably avoid bungee jumping right around June 11th. This is not a very good time for risk, high-risk activities. Now, again, those of you who are going to feel it are likely just going to be the ones who have placements in the first 3 to 5 to be safe, right? Degrees of Aquarius. Other people might not necessarily feel it at all. So let me know in the comments down below, my dear Aquarius, what's taking place? What are your plans for the month of June? Again, try to have fun, as much as you can this month, or channel this energy into creative projects, spending time with children if you have any, or with your romantic partners. It should be a beautiful month. Yes, Mars and square Pluto is kind of gnarly, but again, only very few of you are going to feel it. And for most of you, I think it's going to be a very exciting, very fun month where you will express yourself, have a ton of fun, and maybe even end something that, is long overdue with full moon in Capricorn in your 12th. Now, last but not least, Pisceans. And I was recording this outside. It got so hot, but I was like, okay, let's finish it. That's the only way I can ever make myself finish this. But Pisces, A lot of energy in your fourth house, full moon in your 11th. What I've seen actually is happening with a few of my Pisces friends is that there is a big change in their home and family, whether through moving or something big happening in the life of family members, or something big happening in their household with apartments, homes, leases, all kind of things like this. It does feel like a big chapter end. Maybe you're moving to a different country, maybe to a different home, maybe there's addition to your family or something very significant that's taking place there. And it's a new beginning, and for a lot of you this is a long-term goal. Maybe you always dreamed of purchasing a home, finally opportunity comes in, or moving countries, or settling down with someone. Definitely, especially given how Saturn's been in your first house now for a while, for over a year already. It does feel like a big culmination, like maybe big dream, big milestone, but it has to do with family and home, whether again starting a family, whether moving to some kind of home. And I do feel like it impacts your friendships too. So for some of you, as a result of that, there's some kind of closure taking place with friends. Maybe you're letting go of a friend group. Maybe there is just change of dynamics in a friend group. Like if you're starting a family, chances are, right, like your relationship with friends is a little bit different. Doesn't have to end, but maybe there are new friends, different friends, change of how you spend time with friends, or if you're moving as well. But nevertheless, it does feel like you are reaching an important milestone, and when it comes to your home and family, it's just like a whole new chapter. So let me know in the comments down below, what are you doing in the month of June? What's happening for you? What are your plans? I love you guys all so much. I'm wishing you the best month of June. Again, it is a beautiful month. Yes, there are some heavy aspects too, but I mean, it's impossible, right, to, for every aspect to just be perfect. This was more so May energy, even that was like, it had a few moments that were interesting. And I do think go with the flow this month. Do start new things, but at the same time, I think it's going to be hard not to scatter your energy, to be honest. And that's why when I said that the new moon of Gemini squared by Saturn is not necessarily a bad thing, because it will at least allow you to be like, okay, are you realistic? Like, can we actually, achieve something when it comes to this project, or are we just scattering our energy, right? So it's going to be a beautiful month. Let me know your plans down below. Love you all. Again, this is general. If you want a personal consultation, you can book it so in the description box. I love you all, guys. Thank you so much, and we're gonna talk soon. Wishing you an amazing month of June. Bye.